class. Today I'm going to continue teaching lesson 6.10, Model Read and Write Numbers from 110 to 120. This will be part 2 of this lesson, and we will be starting on page 278 in your Go Math booklet, and we will be continuing until page 280. I will be going over a few problems in this video, and then you will complete the rest on your own. Okay, class, we are going to start on page 278, okay, and we're going to start with the model and draw section. So the first picture shows 11 tens, okay, but let's count them just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens. Okay, now it tells us 11 tens is 110, okay? But I would like us to count by tens just to make sure. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. And how we write the number 110, you're going to write 1 in the hundreds place, write a 1 in the tens place, and a 0 in the ones place. So it's 110. Very good. Now the next picture now shows 12 tens. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 tens. Okay, 12 tens equals 120. Let's count. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. And this is how we write 120. 1 in the hundreds place, 2 in the tens, and 0 in the ones place. 120. Okay, these two numbers are important to know because you're going to be using this information to help you solve the problems below. All right, let's start with number 1. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the picture, right, and trying to figure out what number it's showing us. Okay, I will also be using tens and ones to help us find the number. Now, I have provided tens and ones to most of you, but I did realize that I only gave you 10 tens, okay, right? 10 tens equals 100. But some of these examples are going to require you to have 11 tens and 12 tens. So because of that, you can always use other things as a 10, right? So for example, you can use popsicle sticks as tens because they're long and skinny, right? Like a 10. You can use a straw if you have it, whatever you have it. Even, pens, something that can be counted as another 10, okay? All right. Also, you can use the whiteboard that you were provided to help you solve these problems as well, to show your tens and ones on there. Okay, so I'm going to start by adding 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, from our lesson 6.9, we learned that 10 tens equals the number 100, right? 100. Okay. Now I'm going to look at number 1 again. So I know this right here, that's 10 tens. This is 100. Okay? But then the picture shows that there's one more 10. Right? So I'm going to show one more 10. And it also shows 1, 1. So I'm going to put 1 cube here. Okay, so there are two ways that you can find out what number this is. You can either know that 10 tens equals 100 plus however many is here. So I have 1 10 plus 1 more, right? That would be 11, right? 10, 11. So then we can add 100 plus 11. That equals 111. right? If you do not know what 100 plus 11 equals, you can always do it by counting all the tens together. So how many tens do we have? Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens. And what did our book say about 11 tens? 11 tens is 110. So I'm going to write that number up here, 110, okay? But I'm not done, right? I have one more 1. I have a 1. So I'm going to add plus 1. So now we can add 110 plus 1. That equals 111. Okay, you could just count. We have 110, then you count one more, 111. And that's how you get that number. Okay, I'm going to now move on to number 2. It is the same picture as number 1. They're just going to add one more 1. So I'm going to erase this. I'm going to put my 10 tens over there. And I'm going to add one more 1. So again, I'm going to show you how to do it 2 ways. So first way, we know that 10 tens equals 100. Okay, and we know that this is 110. 110 plus 2 equals 12, right? 10, 11, 12. So now we add 100 plus 12. That will equal 112. If you do not know what that is when you add it together, okay, you can easily count all your tens together. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens, and from our book we know that 11 tens equals 110. Plus 2 more will give us the number 112. Right? We have 110, 111, 112. Very good. Okay, so I just solved number 1. It was 111. And then number 2 was 112. And always after you use your tens and ones, and if you're using your whiteboard, it's still important that you go back to the picture and count the picture just to check your answer. So you can look at the picture and count your tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens, which equals 110, plus 2 more, 111, 112. And that is my answer. Okay, you can do 3 and 4 on your own. They're just like 1 and 2. They just add a few more ones. All right, I'm going to turn to page 279. These problems are just like the ones before. They are just adding on more ones. Okay, I'm going to show us another example. We're going to do number 9 together. So this picture shows 10 tens right here. Okay, I already know looking at it that that's going to be 10 tens, but let's count them to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know from our previous lesson that 10 tens equals 100. But look, I have one more 10. So now I have 11 tens. And what does 11 tens equal? 110. Okay, but now we need to add the ones. So let's add the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 9. So we have 110 plus 9 more. If you don't know what that equals, okay, we can easily count it, right? So we have 110, and then we're going to count by ones. 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119. I'm going to write the number here, and how we write it is we write a 1 first for the 100, and then we're going to write a 19 after it. And that shows that we have one more 10 and 9 ones. That's how you write 119. Hey, now we move on to number 10. I want to show this because there are a little bit more 10s, right? The picture looks a little bit different than these other examples. There's no extra 1s, but we have an extra 10. So let's count to see how many 10s we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 10s. Oh, I think I've seen that somewhere. Let's go back to page 278. Oh, 12 10s is 120. So for this one, we're going to write number 120 because there was 12 10s. And I want to show you how you write 120, right? You write the 1 first, okay, because there's 100. Then you write 2 in the tens place because there's 2 10s, and then 0 in the ones place because there are 0 ones, so 120. All right, for the problems 11 through 13, the pictures try to trick you, right, by either putting the ones first or they separate the tens. But remember the rule when we're trying to figure out what number it is. You always count the tens first, and you count all of the tens together and all of the ones together. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do number 13, and I'm going to model it on my board. So in the picture, it shows 5 10s on this side and 5 more 10s on this side. It shows 5 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shows 3 more 1s in the middle. And then it shows 5 more 1s on this side. Okay, so that's what the picture looks like in the book. Now what I'm going to do to make it a little bit easier to count, I'm going to move all of the 10s together and move all of the 1s together. Okay, this is what I suggest you do with your 10s and 1s. All right, so now let's count my 10s first, right? We always start with the 10s to see how many we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 10s. And we remember that 10 10s equals 100. All right, let's count our 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 1s. So we have 13 1s. So really we're looking at 100 plus 13. But to make it a little bit easier, we can take these 13 1s and we can make a 10, right? There's a 10 in there. So let's take 10 of our 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to circle it. So I have 10 1s. Okay. And now what I can do is I can turn these 10 1s into a 10. So I'm going to take them out and replace them with a 10. So now I'm going to count my 10s again to see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 10s. And do we remember what does 11 10s equal? 110. All right, so now I have 110 plus 3 more 1s. Okay, so we have 110 plus 3. To figure out the number, we can count, right? So we're going to have 110, and I'm going to count by 1s. 111, 112, 113. So our answer is 113. In our booklet, you will write that number there. And remember, we write 1 first for our 100, and then we write the number 13. Okay, and you can think of it as there's 1 100, there's 1 more 10, and then there are 3 1s left over. Okay, 113. All right, I'm going to move on to page 280. Let me clear my board first. Okay, let's work on number 15. Cindy collects buttons. She can make 11 groups of 10 buttons and one more group of 7 buttons. How many buttons does Cindy have? All right, I'm going to use my whiteboard and 10s and 1s to help me solve. So first thing she says, it says 11 groups of 10 buttons. Okay, well, if she has 10 buttons, then I can use a 10. So she has 11 groups of 10 buttons, so I'm going to show 11 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's 11 tens, and if we remember, 11 tens equals 110, right? I'm going to put that up here, 110. Okay, but then it says she also has one more group of 7 buttons. So I'm going to add 7 ones to that to show the individual buttons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now how much does she have altogether? 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117. So our number is 117. So you will write that there for number 15. And again, how to write 117? We write 1 for the 100, 110, and 7 ones. Okay, I want to show number 17, okay, because this one says finish the drawing to show 119. So it shows us a picture, but then we need to draw more to finish the picture. So let's count to see how much we have so far. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tens. And 11 tens equals 110. So I'm going to count now by ones from 110. So we have 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116. But we need to get to 119. So what do we need to draw? We need to draw more ones, okay? Because we have 116, we are missing 3 more ones. So let's draw them. And as I draw them, I'm going to count to make sure I draw the right amount until I get to 119. So I have 116 here, 117, 118, 119. In the right to explain, I can say I drew 3 more ones, right, to get to 119. And that is how you do number 17. Please make sure you complete the rest of these problems on these pages and let me know if you have any questions or need help. Thank you.